Hello friends, in this video we will see working with PowerPoint slides. First, every PowerPoint presentation is composed of a series of slides. To begin creating a slideshow, you will need to know the basics of working with these slides, and you will need to feel comfortable with the tasks such as inserting the new slides, changing the layout of a slide, arranging existing slides, changing the slide views, and adding notes to a slide. So when you insert a new slide, it will usually have a placeholder to show where content will be placed. These placeholders we can assume like a text box. Now, slides have a different layouts for placeholders depending on the type of information you want to include. So whenever you create a new slide, you will need to choose a slide layout that fits your content, and each slide you see have different layouts. So placeholders, these placeholders can contain different types of content, including text, images, and videos. Many placeholders have thumbnails, thumbnail icons, just like you can see in this image here. So you can click on those specific type of these thumbnails to add those specific type of objects or content. For example, here if you see in this image, when you have this has a one title placeholder and then one placeholder for content, where you have these thumbnail icons where you can click to add table, chart, smart art, video from online source, or image from online source, or you can add image from your local machine. To insert a new slide, now whenever you start new presentation, it will contain one slide with the title slide layout. So you can insert as many slides as you need from a variety of layouts. But when you create a new slide, for example, if I open PowerPoint, now it has what? One slide already there, which is having a placeholder for adding the title and subtitle. So this is what already whenever you add new slide, whenever you create new PowerPoint presentation, it has already by default one slide. Now if you want to add more slides into it, then you can add it from the home tab. In the home tab you have this slides group where you can create, when you can click this new slide drop down command. So when you click on it, it will open this drop down with the different slide layouts. From there you can choose what layout you want, and when you click on it, it will appear in your presentation, where you can see default. What you can see here is the title placeholder, content placeholder, where you have these different icons. So for example, here I want to add one, so I go to the home tab. Here in this slide group I have this new slide command. So when I click on it, I have these different placeholder types which I can choose. So I chose this one. So as you can see, it is added here, new slide, and here I have one title placeholder, one for the content, and here I have these thumbnail icons. This is to insert table, chart, smart art, inline online video, image from online source, and even image from my local machine. So if I want to add something, I click on it and it will allow me to add those image or something here in this placeholder. Now if you want to change the layout, once you have added the slide which with one placeholder, but now you say you want to change the placeholder, you want to change the layout at the layout of that slide, then you can do it from this layout command. From the home tab you can click on this layout drop down command and it will open the different layouts. Then you can choose any layout from there. For example, here I have added this layout, like where we have add a title and content, one placeholder for title and one placeholder for content. Now I want to change the layout. So I go here in the home tab, I click on this layout tab command. It shows me there's different layouts I have. So I want this one to content. So when I click on it, so it changes this layout of the existing slide. Or if you want to have a same layout in next slide, so you can directly click on this new slide command. So it will create the same layout of the existing slide. So I want to create a new slide with the same slide layout which I have already here in this second slide. So I can directly click on this command new slide, and I click it, and then it will create new slide with the same layout. So you can create as many as you want. You just click on it and it will start creating the same layout for the new slide. Now for organizing the slides. So PowerPoint presentation can contain as many as you need. So it can contain slides as many as you need. Now the slide navigation pane on the left side, if you see in the screen, in the left side you see the slide navigation pane. It is easy for organize your slides from here. So from here you can do duplicate, rearrange, you can delete slides in your presentation. Now for duplicating the slide. So if you are having one slide there which is having a design and images and all that you have configured, now you want to have a same slide another place, then you can make it as a duplicate. So for making it duplicate, right click on the slide, select this duplicate slide option, and it will create a duplicate slide same as the one which you have selected. So you can create multiple slides by using this. So here I have some slides and I want to have some duplicate. So I want this one, duplicate of this one. So I right click here in this slide and I choose duplicate this slide. So it will create the same slide again. And now I have two slides here. Now just like making a duplicate, we can move the slides also. For moving it, to reorder the slides, if it is not in a proper order, then you can move it from one place to other place. For moving it, it is very easy. Just click and hold it and you can drag it anywhere you want. So if you want to move it somewhere, then you can just have to click and drag it where you want. So I want to move this slide somewhere else. So I click and drag it to the place where I want to place it. And then if you want to delete the slide, very simple, just select the slide and press the delete key from your keyboard. It will delete the slide. So I want to delete this slide. So I select the slide and I will press delete key from my keyboard and it is now deleted. Then we can do copy paste also. We can do copy our slides. So for copying the slides, first you have to select the slides and then you can click from the home tab, you can click this copy command. So when you copy that, then you can paste it somewhere else also. Now for copying it, you can even press Ctrl C. After copying the slide, now you have to paste it somewhere. So pasting it, if suppose I want to paste this slide between this 9 and 10. So if I want to paste it between 9 and 10, then I have to select 9. And then I will press this paste command or Ctrl V. Or I can click on the middle line of the two slides. If you click on the middle of these two slides, you will see this line. It will highlight this line. And then you can paste it there. So when you paste it there, then it will be pasted in between those two slides. You can even use this Ctrl V shortcut. So I want to copy the slide. So I will do what? I want to copy this slide. So I select the slide, I press copy, and then I want to paste it in between this 10 and 11. So for in between 10 and 11, or suppose 11 and 12. So I have to select 11 and then I can paste it, or I can go here in the middle of those two slides, and when I click on it, this line highlights. This line means I have selected the middle part of these two slides. Then I can go on to paste, and it will paste in between those two slides. So as you can see, it is pasted here in this, in between these two slides. Now customizing the layout of the slides. Sometimes you may find that a slide layout doesn't exactly fit your needs. For example, a layout might have too many or too few placeholders. You might also want to change how the placeholders are arranged on the slide. Now PowerPoint makes it easy to adjust slide layout as you need it. So adjusting the placeholder. So placeholders are these placeholders. So for adjusting the placeholder, when you hover over the placeholder, you will see this four-way arrow. So when you click on it in this solid line, that means you are selecting the whole placeholder. If you click inside the placeholder, that means you wanted to add the text. So if you want to select the placeholder, then you have to hover on the border of the placeholder and then you click on this, and then it will select the whole placeholder. Now you can do whatever you want. For example, if you want to move it, then you can click here and drag it where you want. Then you can do resize also. Resizing, for the resizing you can use this resizing handles. Just like the text box, you can resize this, you can rotate this. And if you want to delete the placeholder, then you just have to select the placeholder and then press the delete key from your keyboard, and it will delete the placeholder. So you are having a placeholders here, and you want to move, you want to change, you can do all what you want. For example, here I have this. When I click on it, it shows the outline of the placeholder, and when I click inside, it allows me to edit the text. So if I want to add the text, then I can click inside and then I can add the text. Now if I want to do anything else like moving or something, so I'll hover my mouse there in the line and you see the four-way arrow, and that means I'm selecting the whole placeholder. Now I can do, if I do format this thing, then it will do format the whole text inside the placeholder because I have selected the whole placeholder. Now I want to move it, so I can drag it to anywhere I want. I can resize it. I can rotate it also. And if I want to delete it, I will press the delete key and it will be deleted. Now to add the text box. Those placeholder text can be inserted both into placeholder and text boxes. Inserting the text box allow you to add to the slide layout, and unlike the placeholder, text boxes always stay in the same place even if you change the theme. That means these placeholders changes according to the theme. So if we change the theme, then those placeholder will also change according to the theme. But when we add the text boxes, then they will not change according to the text box or the theme when you change. But it is a good way to add the new text, and in that you can add the text boxes. So for adding the text boxes, you can go from insert tab, and here you have this text box command, and where you can add new text boxes. So if I want to add new text boxes here, so I can go here. I have these existing ones. I want new one, like I have here one. I want more, then I can resize this one, and then I can add more. So I'll go to insert tab, and from there I have this text box command. So when I click on it, my mouse arrow changes. Then I can drag and draw the placeholder, the text box, and then I can add whatever I want to add here it will work like a normal placeholder. So we can click it to drag it, and then we can add it whatever we want, whatever you want to type, you can type there. And then so like I want to type something, so we have new placeholder, new text box here. Now if you want to create your own layout, like you want to if you want even more control over your content, you may prefer to use the blank slide which contains no placeholder. So blank slide can customize by adding your own text boxes. So you can create your own text boxes, you can add pictures, charts and more. For adding the blank slide, you can create it from here directly, new slide drop box. Here you have always one option for blank. So you can add the blank and then you can do customize according to your requirement. So if I want to have some blank, so I'll go here and from here I can select this blank one. Now here I can add my own placeholders, my own layout we can say, like I can add text boxes here, and I can write anything. So I say my own layout. Now I can add images also. From the insert tab we have option here to add these different objects, like we can add table, we can design the table. We can have option to add pictures. We can drag wherever we want, we can do resize it, we can format these pictures from the format tab, we can change the layout, design and all that. We can add more options, we can add picture from online source, we can add the screenshot of our window, we can add shapes, whatever shape we like. Then also we can format the shape, resize the shape, move the shape, we can format the shape according to what we want. Put some effects. Same as we can add smart art, and also we can add charts if we need. So now we can design our own. This is like we are designing our own layout or our own design. So blank slides give us the flexibility to design our own layout and add something in our own way, what way we want. Now play the presentation. So once you have arranged every slide and you may want to play your presentation. So this is how you will present your slideshow to the audience. So for presenting it, you can click and start from the beginning command from the quick access bar. You can choose this command to start the presentation from the beginning. The presentation will appear in the full screen mode, and you can advance the next slide, like you can change the slides by clicking your mouse or pressing the space bar from the keyboard, or alternatively you can use the arrow key from your keyboard. When you want to end the presentation, you can skip any time and it will end the presentation. Or if your presentation is finished, then also it will end. Or you can press F5 also to start your presentation. So if I want to start my presentation for these slides, so I can start it from here, start from the beginning, or also you can say it is saying F5 also. So you can press F5 or you can press this key and it will start. Now for changing the slide, I can click the mouse to change the slide, I can press space bar, I can press arrow key also. And when I want to finish it, I can press escape and I can exit from any time. Or otherwise, when it will be finished, it will automatically exit. So if it is finished, then also it gives you the option to exit. So now it is finished, and here you can see end of the slideshow and click to exit. So once you click it one more time, it is exited. Now to change the slide size. By default, all slides in the PowerPoint use the 6 by 16 by 9. That is what the wide screen ratio. You might know that wide screen TVs also use the 6 by 9 aspect ratio. Wide screen will work best with wide screen monitors and projectors. But however, if you need your presentation to fit a 4 by 3 screen, it is easy to change the slide size to fit also. Nowadays, whatever monitor we have or whatever LED TVs we have, they are using the wide screen ratio by default. But in old days, we have a monitors and TVs, those use the 4 by 3 the ratio. But suppose I'm using a projector, so in the projector, if I'm using 4 by 3 ratio for my presentation, so it will be difficult for us to adjust that in a wide screen presentation PowerPoint slide. So we can change the size of our PowerPoint slide if we feel like we want to present it into a different slide ratio. So we can do it from here. From the design tab, we have this command slide size. So when you click on it, it will show these two sizes, standard and wide screen. So you can select whatever you want. By default, it always be on the wide screen. You can change it to standard. So when you click on it, it will change the size. Now, changing the size sometimes can be tricky, because if you see what happens when I change it, I go to the design tab and from here I select this slide size. So by default, it is showing what wide screen. So if I select this standard ratio, so it shows me these two options. That is what a tricky thing. Like if you're having an image on your slide which is fitting into the screen, the old slide, so it says what you want with that thing, maximize it or ensure fit. That means because it is reducing the size from both the side, reducing the width. So this image can be cut from these two sides. So it says, do you want to cut the image with using the maximum thing, or you can use the ensure fit. Ensure fit which means it will not cut it from the width, but it will leave some empty space from the height, because it is wanted to fit it into the square screen, because it is not fitting into 4 by 3 ratio. So you can choose what you want. You do want maximize, or you can choose this. So based on your requirement, based on your images, what you have in your slide, you can choose what you want and what is it fit and what is it best for you. In this slide, I don't think so it will need it. So if I click maximize, now you see it is doing what? It is trying to fit the image into this way. I can go back to wide screen. And if I select ensure fit, it is also working the same, because I'm not having an image which is full screen. Then we can format the background also. By default, all slides in your presentation use the white background, and it is easy to change the background style from some or all of your slides. So background can have a solid gradient or pattern, or even you can use the picture also. So for changing the background color or background design, you can go to the design tab, and from there you have this customize group where you have the command format background. So when you click on it, it will open the format background pane in the right side, where you can choose what you want. Like you want solid colors, you want gradient, you want texture or texture fill. You can use pattern also. Even you can hide the background graphics also. So whatever you want, you can choose, and then you can select to apply all. By default, it will apply only on the selected slide. If you want to apply it on all the slides, then you can select apply to all, and it will be applied to all the slides. So if I want to change, by default it says it is a white background. So I want to change it. So in the design tab, I have this background format command. So when I click on it, it opens this format background pane. By default it says solid color. So what color you want? It is by default no color, white color. So I can go for some solid colors, like I'll go with this, and you can see it is changing, and it is changing only on this slide which is selected. Or I can go for gradient colors in different shades, and also we can choose the other options for the gradient color. You can adjust the size, you can adjust the color, and you can apply to all. You can go for picture and texture also. Picture, that means you can get the, you can change the texture from here. You can get the picture from your machine. You can select the picture in your machine, or you can get the picture from online source. You can get it from clipboard if you have copied previously. You can use the pattern fill also. So you can use these different. Now I have used this solid color, but it is not it is applied to only this slide. So I'll go for apply all the slides. So I click this apply to all. Now it is applied to all the slides which we have. When you are done, you can close this. Now formatting a text. Now formatting the text and aligning the text. So you have in the home group, in the home tab, you have this commands for format your text. Formatting the text means changing the style, changing the size, adding different options here, and aligning your text whatever you want, where you want to align. You can change the space, you can add the bullets, bullet points, numbered points. You can change the direction of the text, alignment, and even you can convert the text into a smart art. So all these options you can use from here in this home tab. So in the home tab, you have option to change these things. So if you go to the home tab, you have this phone group, you have this paragraph group. So you have to select the text first, then you can change. Select the placeholder, then you can change what you want to change. You can change the style, you can change the size. As you can see, it is changing the size. You can make it bold, you can make it italic, you can underline it, even you can add shadows also quickly. You can strike it, you can do change the spacing between the characters, like it is normal, you can go for tight, very tight, tight, normal, loose, very loose, more spacing. So you can change that. You can increase it and decrease the font from here. You can do change the character all uppercase or sentence case. You can change the color for their text. And you can remove the formatting also. This is to clear all the formatting you have done with this. So if you click on it, it will clear it, it will make it default. Undo. Then you have these alignment options where you can align your text. Right now it is left alignment. You can go for the center, right, this side. You can use the justification. You can increase the spacing. uh, you can change it to one column to two column, like this one. If I select this one is in one column, I can change it to two column, three column. If I click two column, it is converted into two, but there is not enough text to convert it into two columns. Three or one column. We can use this bullet options. I like, we can add the bullet point here for all the text, or let me increase the size. So we can add bullet points, we can add numbered list, we can increase the space between the lines. Then we can change the alignment of the text, top alignment, middle alignment. Like this text is in this bottom, so I can change the alignment. Right now it is on bottom, I can go for middle, top. I can change the direction of the text. And even I can convert this text into smart art. It will be like this. So these are the formatting tools we have in PowerPoint. Just like Microsoft Word also, we can format these things. Now applying the theme. Themes are what? It's a predefined combination of what? Color, fonts and effects. So different themes also use different slide layouts. So in PowerPoint, themes gives you a quick and easy way to change the design of your presentation. They control your primary color palette, basic fonts and slide layout, and other important elements. All of the elements of the theme will work well together, which means you won't have to spend as much time formatting your presentation. So as you have seen, I'm trying to format that text in that placeholder. So I'm trying to format it by myself, but even if I use the theme, then it will do it for me. It will change all those elements and design for my different choice. So each theme uses its own set of slide layouts, and these layouts control the way your content is arranged, so the effect can be dramatic. And in the image, if you see here, you can see the placeholder and font and the color. So in this theme, the text is same, but in this theme you can see it is in different way, the size and the font and the position of the text. And in this theme you can see the size and the text and the position of the text. So it changes according to the theme. Now every PowerPoint theme includes the default office theme, and it has own theme elements, and these elements are first theme color. So there are 10 theme colors along with darker and lighter variants available from every color. So these are the 10 colors which have darker to lighter shades, and even you can go for more colors, but by default it will give you directly option to select from theme 10. So it has this 10. This is first element, the color. Then theme font. There are two theme font available at the top of the font menu under the theme. So there are two, is what? The head and body. The head text and the body text. Then you have theme effect. These effects the preset shapes style, and you can find shape style on the format tab whenever you select the shape or smart art. So when you add a smart art or shape, you can change it from here. You can change the shape, different shape style, you can change the effect of those shapes. So this is also a element. So when you switch to a different theme, all these elements will update to reflect the new theme, and you can drastically change the look of your presentation in a few clicks. So just in a few click you can change your PowerPoint totally. So for applying the theme, all themes including the PowerPoint located into the theme group of the design tab. So it is available here in the design tab in the theme group. So for applying it, you have to go to the design tab in the theme group. Here you have all the themes which you can select directly, or you can go for more themes. And from there you can choose what type of theme you want. So you can choose what type of theme you want, and when you select it, it will apply and it will appear in your presentation and it will change accordingly. Now when you add the new theme, you have some variants of theme also. So as you select new theme, those theme have some different variants also, and that you will see in the same design tab in the variant group. In the variant group, there we can see the different theme colors also, like in different variants. So you can change if you want, then you can change those things from there. So if I want to apply the theme to this presentation, I'll go to the design tab, and here in the theme group I have these different themes which is presets. Now you can see if I select one of these, it changes according to my selection. So suppose I select this one. Now you see all the layouts is changed except these ones. Why these ones are not changed? Because these ones I have added manually. These are text boxes and these are shapes. So these are which you add separately. They will not change according to the theme. These are changed because they are added by the placeholder using the same layout. So it changes. Now here in the theme, after that you have this variant group where you can have different ways of theme, like colors you can change. So you can choose these different variants from here, or even you can choose to your by self you can create to choose different colors, different fonts, effects, and also background style. Now the next thing is transition. Now if you have seen PowerPoint presentation which has some special effects in between the slides, so that means what you have seen the slide transition, and a slide transition can be as simple as fading to the next slide or as a flashy as an eye-catching effect. So PowerPoint makes it easy to apply transition to some or all your slides, giving your presentation polished and professional look. Now there are three categories of unique transitions to choose from, all of which we can find on those transition tab. The first one is what? The subtle. Subtle, these are the most basic types of transition. They use simple animation to move between one slide. So you have these subtle ones where you have a basic one like pushing up, wiping, splitting, like this. Then you have exciting. Exciting group has, now this is more complex animation to transition between slides, and while they are more visually interesting than subtle transition, but adding too many can make your presentation look less professional. So however, when you use it moderation, they can add a nice touch between important slides. So if like this different slides you have, now you have dynamic. This dynamic means what? If you are having a transition between two slides that use the similar layout, similar slide layout, so this dynamic transition will move only the placeholders, not the slides themselves. When used correctly, dynamic transition can unify your slides and can further level of polish to your presentation. Now for applying it, we can apply it first. You have to select the slide which you want to apply from the slide navigation pane, and then go to the transition tab, and from there you have this transition to this slide option group where you can choose these basic ones, or you can click on this drop down to get the more options. So when you click on it, you will see all these three categories there. Then you can choose what you want, and then it will be applied into your slide, but it will apply to the current slide. Now if you want to apply it to all the slides, then you have to click this apply to all command from the timing group, so it will be applied to all the slides. To preview the transition, once you added the transition, it will directly preview the transition, but once you have already added and you want to see the preview of that, then you can see it from here. In the transition tab, you have this preview command. You can see the preview from there, or even you have a slide. In the slide, you will see this star icon. So you can click on this also to see the preview. So I want to add the transition to this slide. So the slide is selected number 11. So I go to the transition. Here some basic slides of transitions are there. If I want more, then I click here and see the 3 categories. Let's say I select this push up. Now you see as I applied, it shows me the transition. Now it is not playing. So if I want to do the preview, I click on here, or I can click on this star icon, play animation. Now if I want to apply it to the all slides, then from this timing group I will click on this apply to all. Now you can see this star icon to all the slides. That means it is applied to all the slides. We can modify the slides also. For modifying it, depending on the slide which you select, depending on the transition we select, this effect option changes according to the transition effect we select. So you can select this from here. You can choose how it is going to be. So you can modify, like is it coming from the bottom, from left, right, top. So you can change it according to your requirement. But it will change, these options will change according to the effect we have selected. So if I want to change it, right now it is coming from where? It is coming from bottom. I want to change it, so I go here, and from here I can select left. Now it is coming from left, or I can choose to from top. So we can choose it how it is going to change, and then we can apply it to all also. For modifying the transition, you can also modify the duration. This timing group has a duration command here, where you can change the duration of the transition, how much time it will take to do the transition. By default it has a time, but we can increase or decrease the time. Decreasing the time, that means it will change quickly. Increasing the time, that means it will take a little more time. So you can change it from here. Like here, if I want to change, so here it is already set to 1 second. So if I reduce the time, that means half a second. So when I preview this, it changes very fast. I can increase it. Suppose I make it 3 seconds. Now when I preview, it changes very slow. So this is what the duration of your slide. Then also you can add sound to your PowerPoint slide changing transition. So when it changes, it plays these sounds. From this timing group, you have this sound command. From there you can choose this drop down. By default it is saying no sound. You can choose these different sounds from. So there are multiple sounds options are there. Just like here you can see it is saying no sound. So I click on the drop down. I say what sound I want. So I want okay, camera. Apply to all. Let's see if I preview. It is not showing the sound. It will show when you start the presentation. Let's see when I start the presentation. It is showing it is playing the sound. Sound is very weak. Then to remove the transition. So once we have applied the transition, now we can remove this transition also. For removing the transition, very simple, select the slide where you want to remove it, and then from the same transition tab, you go on to select none, and it will remove the transition from that particular slide. Now if you want to remove it from all the slides, then again you have to go in the timing group, you click and apply it to all, and it will remove from all your slides. So right now, if suppose I want to remove it from this number 7, so I go on to select it and I say none. I click on this none. Now you can see that star icon is not there and the preview option is also not there. That means I have removed the animation from here. If I want to remove it from all the slides, then I will say apply to all. Now it is not applied, it is removed from all the slides. Advancing the slides. Now normally in slideshow view, you would advance to the next slides by clicking your mouse or by pressing the spacebar or arrow key on your keyboard. Now the advancing of the slide setting in a timing group allows you to presentation to advance on its own and display each slide for a specific amount of time. And this feature is specifically useful for unattended presentation such as those on the trade show booth. To advance slides automatically, you have to modify the time. You have to select that advanced slides option. For selecting this, you have to go to the timing group of transition tab. From there, you have to under this advanced slide command. By default, it is selected what? On mouse click. So whenever your presentation is running, you click the mouse to change the slide. From there, you uncheck this one, and then you uncheck this one, and then you select this after dialog after checkbox, and here you can put the time. Like for example, here I said 1 minute 15 seconds. That means the slide will wait for 1 minute 15 seconds, then it will change. So if we want to change it automatically, then we have to remove this on mouse click from the timing group, and then we select this after, and then we decide the time what we want. So I want to change it here. So if I go here in this, I have selected this slide. Now I go here in this timing group, in this transition tab, I see this on mouse click. Now I remove this and I say after. So after I say after 2 seconds, and then what? I will apply this to all. Now when I start the presentation here, every 2 seconds it is changing slides, and I'm not changing anything, it is automatically changing after every 2 seconds. This is what advanced option. So if I'm there to present the slide presentation, still it will work, still it will run, and it will do its, and it will done, and then it will finish. And this is what we have in this video. I hope you have liked this thing. In our next video we'll see something else. Till then, have a good day and thank you.